Hey folks, and welcome to the 7th part of my Beginner's Guide series for Tom Clancy's The Division 2. In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the endgame seasons for The Division 2, and giving you a breakdown of each activity you'll come across and how they work. Let's jump into it. If you're new to The Division 2, make sure you check out the rest of this Beginner's Guide series with videos looking at creating a new agent, loot gear and weapons, crafting and recalibration, the endgame, and more. I'll link them all and the playlist in the description below. I wasn't originally planning to make a beginner's guide for the seasons, with them being timed events, and when I finished the last part of the guide, the seasons were pretty much coming to a close. But since year 3 of the Division 2 will be the previous seasons being re-ran for new players, I thought it would be a great idea to put one together so you know what to expect from each type of event and how you can get involved. I would say, before we go over the activities included in the seasons, I wouldn't worry about these being timed events. A lot of them don't ask too much from you and can be easily done within a day or two. When seasons were announced, I remember worrying about them being timed and if it would take anything away from my farming gear or raid time, but I completed each activity and collected every reward without having to put too much time into each event. In this video, I'm going to go over what the seasons are, break down the different events you'll play through in the seasons, and give you a few tricks and tips to help you out. I'll also add chapters and timestamps to this video to help you find any specific points you're looking for. But first, let's go over what seasons are in Tom Clancy's The Division 2. In The Division 2, seasons are timed endgame events set around a manhunt that builds upon the story of The Division 2. Each season goes for 3 months. During the season, you'll be able to play a range of different activities and events for rewards that run from 1 to 3 weeks. These include leagues. These are speedruns of specific missions with a few grindable goals that earn you stages that progress you through the rewards. If you're not a fan of speedruns, the times they give you are very achievable. There's also global events. These give you a toggle that adds a new gameplay mechanic and a set of challenges you have to complete to earn more rewards. And also, in some occasions, you will also see apparel events. While apparel events are active, you can earn keys by leveling up your character to open special apparel caches. In order to play the seasons of The Division 2, you must own and have finished the Warlords of New York expansion, with the season Manhunts being extensions of the Warlords story. Seasons also come with a season reward track that earns you rewards just for leveling up your SHD watch while the season is active. To open the season menu, go to your main menu and to the right of your inventory, you'll see a tab with the title Seasons, and in the center, you'll see your current season level. This is your current place on the season reward track I mentioned earlier, and we'll dig a bit more into that later on in the video. Selecting this tab will open the season menu. Once you've opened it, you'll see an image of the current prime manhunt target, more on that in a moment. Then, in the center at the top, you'll see a bar with the season number and title, and to the left of this, you'll see some text that reads next target available in and a time. We'll talk more about this in a moment with the manhunt. But below this, you'll see a series of boxes that scroll from left to right. These are the events of the current season in order. The currently active events will have ongoing at the top and possibly a countdown to show you when that event will end. Scrolling to the right will show you the events that will be coming in the current season, and selecting any of these and pressing the prompt at the bottom of the screen for toggle event details will also give you more information about the events to come. And on the far left of the screen, you'll see the season reward track. Selecting this will show you the rewards that you can earn by leveling your character while the season is active. Now, let's go a little bit more in depth with each different event type you'll play during the seasons. The central point of each season, which all of the other events revolve around, is the manhunt. The manhunts are made up of 4 targets and 1 prime target. The 4 targets unlock as the season progresses, and you'll need to take out each one in order to get to the prime target, who have their own special mission variant of an existing mission. This is also the conclusion of the season that will reward you with a new skill variant. There are 2 different places you can find your manhunt menu. The first is to open your world map and move one tab across to the left of all. And the second way is to open the season menu as I mentioned earlier and pressing the button prompt at the bottom of the screen for View Manhunt, but I've always found it quicker just to go to your map. When you're in your Manhunt menu, you will see the prime target in the center with the other 4 targets around them. While a target is available, you will see a yellow icon at the bottom of their image with a tally, usually out of 3 or 4. This is referring to the areas of the map that target has occupied. Highlighting the target will show you a list on the left of the screen of different activities and missions. If you take a look at the map, you'll also be able to see all of the missions and activities marked with the same yellow icon to make them easy to find. You'll need to complete these missions, control points, bounties, and other activities to liberate those areas. Once you've completed everything on that list, that target will then become available, and you can hunt them down as a bounty. The targets that are not yet active will be marked with a red bar, lock, and missing intel showing you can't access them yet. Going back to what I mentioned before, in the season menu on the bar above the season events, you'll see the time until the next target is available in weeks and days. You can also find the same information as well as who the next target will be by scrolling across the season events until you find the next target. Something else we can do from the Manhunt menu is re-watch the story aspect of the current season, just in case you missed it or want to re-watch it. This introduces the current season as well as all of the targets you'll be taking on. To do this, on the Manhunt screen, press the button prompt for Play Briefing at the bottom of the screen, and the short video will play. Unlike other season events, you have the whole season to take out all of the Manhunt targets, so there's less of a rush. You can either take them out as they come up, or if you really want, you can wait until a final target is unlocked and do them all at once. But remember, you will need to do all of the connected missions, control points, bounties, and other activities to unlock each one. As you complete different activities and take out each target, you'll notice a percentage at the bottom of the prime target's image. This is showing your total progress throughout the season's Manhunt. If you highlight the prime target, you can see on the left of the screen which of the targets you have taken out so far, and below that you can see the skill variant that you will unlock by finishing the Manhunt and taking out the prime target. If you finish the Manhunt and want to replay the whole thing over again, you can do this from the Manhunt screen by pressing the button prompt for Reset Manhunt Campaign. This won't reset the season itself with that being timed, but it will reset the targets and all of the missions and activities you need to complete to get to them. But this is also a button to be aware of. I know a few players who've accidentally reset their whole Manhunt without meaning to, and that's not something you want during the last few weeks. Next, let's talk about leagues. Leagues are events that last over 2 weeks and give you 4 speedrun challenges, 3 on the hard difficulty and 1 on challenging. There are also 2 other challenges which are more grindy. You can see the league challenges by selecting or opening its tab. In the league menu, on the left you'll see a tab that you can select to see all of the league's rewards. And to the right of it, you'll see the challenges, each with their own tab you can select. During a league, the points you earn are referred to as stages. Each challenge goes up in stages, and you will need certain amounts of stages to progress through the rewards. If we select one of the speedruns, you'll see that there are set times on the right. Each of these is a stage. If you manage to beat the top time, which is displayed on the bottom of the list, which in this case of Roosevelt Island is 25 minutes, then you will earn all 10 stages available for this mission. But let's say you only manage to do it in 59 minutes, then you will only earn 1 stage. Once you've earned a stage, you cannot re-earn the same one, with an exception that I'll mention shortly. And this works the same for all 4 speedrun challenges. The other 2 challenges, however, are more to do with completing an objective a certain amount of times. For example, we have killing elite outcasts. Killing 15 will earn 1 stage, 30 will get us another stage, all the way up to 250, which rewards us with all 10 stages. If we look at the rewards for the leagues, you'll notice above each reward there are medal icons. These are symbolic of the stages we earn from the challenges. If this is your first time doing the season, your first reward will be a patch, and the last reward will be a backpack trophy. But for players who've already completed the seasons the first time round, these rewards are replaced with additional caches. Keep in mind, throughout the season you do have to redeem these rewards from the reward menu. They do not go straight into your inventory, so make sure to redeem them before the league ends. In total, for all of the rewards from the league, you will need 60 stages in total. You can get 60 stages by completing every activity to the max stage in the first week. But as I mentioned earlier, leagues run over 2 weeks. In the second week, when the global event is also active, all of the challenges reset, but you keep your stages. This means as long as you finish the second week with a total of 60 stages, you can claim every reward. This also means you can be a little bit more selective with what you do during the league, with you only actually needing 30 stages a week. The easiest way to complete a league is to simply do the 3 hard difficulty speedruns to stage 10. These often have very generous times, and as an extra tip while you're doing these runs, make sure to set your world difficulty to normal. Even though the mission difficulty needs to be set to hard, the world difficulty still has an effect on the health and damage scaling of the NPCs. Next, let's talk about the global events. Global events run for the second week of a league and have an opt-in game mechanic that applies to every part of the game except for the raids or PvP. The very first thing you need to know about a global event is that you do need to activate them in order to have the current global event gameplay mechanics active and also earn the rewards. To do this, go to your season menu and select or open the currently active global event. At the bottom of the screen, where you usually see the button prompts, you'll also see a toggle that will either say active or deactive. Make sure this is turned on. To check whether or not the global event is active, take a look at the top of the global events menu, and you'll see the time remaining for the global event and also the word activated if it's currently on. You can also check this while you're currently in game. If the global event is active, you'll see the current global events icon next to your world difficulty. Or if you don't actually want the global event on, you can use the same toggle to deactivate it. But remember, when it's not active, you cannot earn any rewards from the global event. There's a range of different global events that you'll play during the seasons, all of which have their own unique gameplay mechanics. Like the extremely popular Golden Bullet. While the Golden Bullet is active, an enemy NPC will start to load the Golden Bullet buff, shown by an icon over their head. If they load it, they get a huge damage buff, but if you kill them while they're loading, or while they have the buff active, you receive the Golden Bullet buff, which then increases your damage, rate of fire, gives you perfect stability, and reloads your weapon after every kill. The buff also resets after every kill, but does time out after a short period without a kill. Or the zombie-esque Reanimated. During Reanimated, NPCs that are killed with body shots will revive and get back up after the first time, but headshots do increased damage and permanently kill the NPC, also causing a green cloud of gas that heals you, increases your damage, and damages enemy NPCs. There are other global events that you'll come across too, like Polarity Switch or Guardians. To see the details of different global events when they're active, select or open it from the season menu and press the button prompt for details at the bottom of the screen. This will give you everything you need to know about the currently active global event. Even though each global event plays very differently, they all work exactly the same when it comes to challenges and rewards. During a global event, the points you earn are referred to as stars. Stars serve 2 purposes during a global event. Just like with stages in leagues, as you earn stars during a global event, you'll unlock rewards. You can see these rewards by selecting or opening the rewards tab in the global events menu. Every 5 stars you earn unlocks the next reward until the last, which requires 10. And like I said earlier with the leagues, If this is your first time playing through a global event, you will unlock a patch as your first reward, and a backpack trophy as your last reward, but for players who've completed them previously, they will be replaced with extra caches. The other use for global event stars is to spend at the global events vendors, a special type of vendor who's only available during global events. At these vendors, you can buy different types of caches for stars, ranging from named item caches, optimization caches, all the way to exotic caches. There is one vendor on each map, one in DC and one in New York. To find the DC global event vendor, quick travel to the White House and turn right and head into the social area. As soon as you walk through the gate, turn right and it's just there. To find the global event vendor in Lower Manhattan, quick travel to Haven in the center of the map, then go straight up the escalator. At the top, turn left, then left again as soon as you walk past the stash, and it'll be right in front of you. You can also travel to the closest vendor to you in the global event menu by pressing the button prompt to travel to the global event vendor. Now we've talked about the rewards you can earn in the global events, let's talk about how you can earn the stars. There are two different ways to earn stars during a global event. First is by completing the global event challenges. You can find these to the right of the rewards tab. If you select or open the challenge menu, it will show you a list of days. Each of these days will have their own challenges. When a global event starts, only the first day's challenges will be available, but as the event goes on by day, each of the next days unlock in turn. But this doesn't mean you have to do that day's challenges on the day it unlocks. You can wait until the very last day to do them all if you really wanted to. It's simply the way the challenges unlock. Some of these can be very simple, whereas others can take a little bit more time. The harder the challenge, the more stars it will reward you with. You can see how many stars you'll earn per challenge just to the right of the challenge itself. A quick tip that some players miss, you can actually track a day's challenges on your in-game screen by going to that day's challenges you want to work on and pressing the button prompt for Track Day Challenges. Doing this will add those challenges to your in-game overlay, saving you constantly having to open and close the menus just to check your progress. The second way to earn global event stars is simply leveling up your SHD level. While you have the global event active, each time your character levels up, you will earn 1 star. This is extremely handy if you've finished your challenges and want to grind out a few more stars in order to buy caches from the vendor. Also, on a side note, if you're a PvE player who wants to get your hands on some of the DZ and PvP exclusive named items, like the Gift Providence Backpack or the Orbit Pistol, this is one of the best ways you can pick them up, by simply earning some extra stars and picking up the named item cache from the vendor. Moving on to apparel events. These aren't in every season, but I want this video to cover all aspects of the seasons, so let's go over how they work. An apparel event is an event that lets you unlock new apparel for free by earning special apparel cache keys just by leveling your character's SHD level. You can then use these keys on event apparel caches that's only available while the event is live. The apparel event caches replace the legacy apparel cache in the cache menu. During the event, you earn 1 cache key for every 4 SHD levels, or you can also purchase them using premium credits, but to be honest, they're pretty easy to grind for. Each apparel event lasts 3 weeks. For the first 2 weeks of the event, you can earn the apparel cache keys in-game, as I mentioned earlier, and for the last week you can only purchase keys with premium credits. You can also gift the apparel keys, but unfortunately this can only be done with premium credits. In the past, each event has had 4 full outfits to collect, as well as other apparel items, weapon skins, and emotes. Completing the high-end or yellow outfit rewards you with a gear dye and weapon skin, and completing the purple outfits reward you with a gear dye for each. Finishing the event by collecting all of the items also has a special reward, usually a mask. These can only be picked up while the event is active. Once the event ends, the apparel from the event goes into the premium shop, except for the timed completion reward. When the apparel events are active, you want to know how to level as quickly as possible. so I would recommend taking a look at my tricks and tips for XP farming video. I'll link that in the top right here. And finally, let's talk about the season reward track. You can find this by opening your season menu and selecting or opening the reward track on the far right. Here you'll find 100 levels split up into 20 pages with 5 per page. The season reward track have 2 different tracks. The top track and everything on there is completely free. Here you can earn gear, weapons, exotics, patches and more. And the lower track is the premium track. That includes gear and weapons and also more cosmetics like dyes, emotes and apparel. Unlike the top track, to gain access to the premium track, you will need to purchase the season pass from the add-on section of the store. But there's absolutely no pay to win on the premium track, so it's only worth picking up if you fancy a few extra cosmetics. Something they do also add to the free season reward track as we move into future seasons is the special mission from the previous Manhunt's prime target. For example, the prime target of the currently live season is Jupiter, who at the end of this season for her prime target has her own unique variant of a mission. Once this season ends and we start the next season, her mission variant will be unlockable on the free season reward track of that next season if you want to replay it, and this goes for all future prime targets too. And that's it for the video. Hopefully that's everything you need to know about the seasons for Tom Clancy's The Division 2, from the Manhunt itself taking place over the course of the entire season, to the individual events such as the League speedruns and the global event challenges. Just as another quick reminder to keep in mind that during the events you do have to redeem the rewards from the reward menu of each event. They don't go straight into your inventory, so make sure to redeem them before the event ends. If you'd like to see more videos like this one, consider taking a look at my beginner's guide playlist for Tom Clancy's The Division 2. It contains the rest of this series with an in-depth look at different areas of the game, but also supplementary videos such as attributes, definitions and meanings, how damage is calculated, and a breakdown of how leveling works in the game. I'll link the full playlist in the description below as well as in the top right here. If there's anything you think I've missed, anything you'd like to see in future guides, or any questions you have, please don't hesitate to put them in the comments below. I always try to answer as many questions as possible. If you have any friends who are new to the game, please share these guides with them, it really helps the channel out, and give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe for more Division 2 and looter shooter content. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.